bitch, broke up with a bitch. I said, broke up with a bitch, broke up with a bitch. Said I never make it.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back once again to Vicious Rants. And of course, I'm your host, your YouTube messiah, often imitated, never duplicated, superstar television set. Done it all Raw this week was in Albany, New York, and well, we're going over Raw instead of Night of Champions because, well, first things first, need to address. Holy fucking shit nuts, this was one hell of a packed wrestling weekend. With Friday night having SmackDown and Impact's Resurgence show. Saturday, the Saudi Arabia show, which was fucking phenomenal. Sunday with AEW Double or Nothing, as well as NXT Battleground. Then capped off with Monday Night Raw. This was a solid 4 days of just fun wrestling. You know, so it goes back to what I say all the time. Watch what you like, turn off what you don't, and who gives a fuck if someone else likes what you don't? Because seriously, I don't care if you want to be an AEW loyalist or a WWE loyalist, by all means, go right the fuck ahead. That's your right. You can do that all goddamn day long. That's not going to stop me because I'm going to watch whatever the fuck I can get put in front of me. I don't care what it is. Now, also, while Night of Champions was a fucking phenomenal show, only want to just brush over the highlights. Seth won and is now the new World Heavyweight Champion. He put on a stellar match with AJ Styles. Asuka defeated Bianca Belair and is now the new Raw Women's Champion. And quite possibly the biggest fallout from Night of Champions. Roman and Solo lost to Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, which Sami got one of the greatest ovations I think I've ever heard in wrestling. And also Jimmy Uso wound up pretty much just saying, fuck this shit, I'm done, and popped Roman in the face with a handful of super kicks, and then grabbed Jay and was like, come on, we're going. And Jay just looking like, what did you do? So yeah, this Friday coming up is going to be one hell of a night for Roman. So with that said, let's get into this week's show. Raw in Albany starts out with Seth Elizabeth Rollins, because his middle name is not frickin'. He comes out, gloats about on how he is the new champion, and he has come here for a fight. And all the while, he's getting the "you deserve it" chants from the crowd. Then Uncle Alan comes out. AJ Styles comes out and says, whoa. Now, I know I don't work here. I'm on SmackDown. But I'm not here. I'm here to tell you one thing. You didn't deserve it. You earned it. So, and, you know, friendly gentlemen's congratulations, kid, you earned it kind of moment. Then out comes Judgment Day. Judgment Day then comes out. They gloat on how they beat the tag team champions, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, the week prior, even though the Bloodline couldn't. And now that the Bloodline is pretty much falling apart, they pretty much run the entire WWE. Then they said they wanted the World Heavyweight Championship, and any one of them could challenge for it. Anyone. Could be Priest, could be Balor. Then they all turned their head to Rhea. Crowd went ecstatic, and people are now just fantasizing over the idea. Rhea versus Seth. Excuse me. And then Rhea said, could even be my dom. And then AJ and Seth just kind of had a look at each other like, dom? Which I laughed hysterically on because my first thought was, man, that's like a 14-year-old saying that they could take on Mike Tyson when he was in his prime. Like, what? Oh, fucker, please. So, then they said, then they said, you know what? We're good for a fight. We're ready for a fight. So how about... So, AJ, you up for a fight? Yeah. So how about this? Us two against any of you two. All right, we'll see you guys later. We'll get to that in a bit. That's going to be the main event. So now we get the first match of the night. Money in the Bank qualifying match. Ricochet versus Ricochet versus The Miz. And this was a damn good match. Really good, great opener match. Ricochet, he was leading at the start. And then Miz started picking up. Miz put on his fucking working boots tonight. We got Miz did a Hurricane Rana. I can't recall Miz ever doing one. He may have at some point in the past. I don't honestly remember it. Wound up doing a springboard crossbody. Last time I remember him doing something like that, he was tag teaming with Shane McMahon. But just, dude, like, whoa. Miz put on his working boots tonight and give that man his roses. He fucking earned his paycheck today. It was a good match, hell of an opening match to get the crowd hyped up. Ricochet got the win doing a shooting star press. 1, 2, 3, so you're a winner. And advancing and going to the Money in the Bank match coming up in July is Ricochet. Then we had Indus going against jobbers. One was Big Body Javi from NXT, and the other looked like a Matt Hardy circa 1999 cosplayer. No one said nothing about his name. All they did was talk about Big Body Javi, and it was just, who's the Matt Hardy wannabe? Seriously? No? No one? So, yeah, I'll give you a guess who won between Indus and them guys. It was Indus. Next matchup, it was Imperium, which consisted of Ludwig Keiser and Giovanni Vinci going against Alpha Academy. Now, before this match happened, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn came out. They cut a promo talking about their match from Night of Champions. Sami pretty much saying, Kevin has been telling me I need to get over it. Well, I just couldn't, and now that we've had this, and now what has happened, we can finally get over it. Then Imperium's music comes out, they come down, and then Kevin Owens goes ballistic. Hold on, guys, hold on. Now, last week we talked about you, and then your music came, and then you came down and interrupted us. But this week, we didn't say nothing. We didn't talk about you guys once. We didn't say nothing about you. What makes you think you can just come down? You don't get to do this. Kevin, calm down. No, you don't get to come out and do this. It is not right. It's not right. It's an unwritten rule. You do not do this. And then Sami, Kev, chill. My God, dude. But he is right. There is a bit of an unwritten rule. If we don't talk about you, you don't come out until we talk about you. We never said anything about you, so what makes you want to... What's going on? Then Keiser basically saying that they want a shot at the tag titles. And then Owens, all right, you know what? I'm just going to say this. We hear from Slender Man right here, talking about Keiser. We hear from Big Ears every now and then, talking about Gunther. But we never hear nothing from Baldy over here. Come on, man. You can talk. Come on, go ahead, speak. And then they started getting the crowd chanting, Baldy, Baldy, Baldy. Bald is beautiful, folks. Embrace the baldness. And then, after that, then Alpha Academy came out with Jack Gable doing the longest sheesh I have heard him do yet. Then saying that Alpha Academy is new and improved with the addition of Maxine. So Maxine is now officially a part of Alpha Academy. So I'm guessing Maximum Male Models is done. But either way, then they came out, said they're going to have their match now. Owens and Zayn were on commentary during the entire match, and I'm not even gonna lie. I fucking loved their commentary on this because they just sounded like two guys shooting the breeze, talking, doing a podcast, making jokes on a match during the entire time. I thought it was fucking hilarious. Now, as far as the match went, man, it was a great solid start with Gable and Keiser, and then when Giovanni got in there, it just was fucking beautiful. And then at one point, Valhalla from the Raiders came out, tried to get Maxine. Maxine did a high kick on her, and then went over Gable like, yeah, and then saw she got back up like, oh. And then it ran off. So, yeah. And then when she ran off, Gable got distracted, started getting to be the punching bag for a minute, and then eventually... excuse me. Then eventually was able to make Otis get the hot tag in, started cleaning up house, went well. Gable came back in, and then Imperium eventually did the Imperium bomb onto Gable, 1, 2, 3. Next up, we got the Fatal 4-Way for the vacated Women's Tag Team Championships. Raquel Rodriguez and Shotzi going against Sonya Deville and Chelsea Green, going against Bayley and Io Sky, going against Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler. Well, at the start, Raquel was leading into the break, and then Shotzi wound up being the punching bag for a short little bit in the post. And then Raquel got the hot tag in, and then basically after that, it was then mayhem and bedlam ensued, where everyone was going after everyone. Normal crash TV, well, not crash TV, wrong choice of words. Normal car crash kind of shit when you see like Fatal 4-Way shit going on. Match came to an end when Shotzi, she had Ronda down, went up to the top, took Shayna out, who was trying to stop her. Shotzi went up for a senton, came down. Ronda moved out the way and then applied an armbar, floated over, then to apply an armbar. Shotzi tapped out immediately. So your winners and new Women's Tag Team Champions, Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler. My only gripe really is how quick of the fucking tap out. At least, please hold for like 3-5 seconds at the most. Make it look like a little, like, I can. Nah. You know? That's just me though. Later they did a backstage interview with Ronda and Shayna, and that just was like, ugh. I was like the drizzling shits for that segment. So, next matchup, we got Dolph Ziggler going against JD McDonagh, and I'm going to say this about Ziggler. You know, I've made my fair share of jokes on Ziggler, and I've also sung his praises in days past. But, the one thing, and I saw this interview Ziggler did. A lot of people say, how is he always just so calm and happy where he's at in the business? And he put it best saying, you know, he's got like a Nolan Ryan like career where he can go out there and everyone can look and say, oh, he's going to lose. But guarantee he's going to have one of the best matches on the show. If not the best match. And, you know, you got to call a duck and a spade. He's right. He does put on some of the best matches. So we got Ziggler going against JD McDonagh, the man with the Funko Pop sized human head. And well, right at the start, JD is just non-stop going ballistic, beating the hell out of Dolph. Looked more like a mugging than an actual wrestling match. It eventually ended into a double countout with McDonagh doing a post-match after the bell rang, beat down on him, and then them walking off. So we're going to get another match. That's without saying. Next up, we got another Money in the Bank qualifier. Shinsuke Nakamura going against Bronson Reed, and Oh man, oh fucking man, did I like this match. I loved the feel in this match. I loved the feel of it. It just felt like it was very hard hitting. And really good, solid action. Nakamura, he was leading into the break. Reed, he started putting up more. Reed put up more of a fight. I wouldn't say it was back and forth, but Reed was putting up a fight after the break, post-commercial break, and it was really damn good. I fucking loved it. It was like one of those kind of snug matches that I just like watching. It came to an end when Nakamura popped the Kinshasa. 1, 2, 3. That is it. Next up, now we come to main event of the night. AJ Styles and Seth Elizabeth Rollins going against Judgment Day. Who is it, you ask? It's Damian Priest and Finn Balor. Now, Priest and Balor, they were leading at the start. And at one point, Seth, when they were putting up a fight, Seth, he got outside, did shades of ye old Shawn Michaels, got out when Rhea wasn't looking, and then they looked at each other, freaked out like that. It was the old throwback to what Shawn did back that one year at Survivor Series. But yeah, back to the match though. Outside of that shenanigans, Seth, he wound up being the punching bag at the start. And then when AJ got tagged in, then all that mayhem ensued. And then Seth did that part with Rhea. That part really stood out and I fucking liked it, so I had to get that out there. Match was going good. AJ wound up becoming the punching bag post-break. Seth got the hot tag eventually in. Started doing good. Really good action. I liked it. Match came to an end when Seth actually hit a curb stomp on Priest and then got the 1, 2, 3. So, yeah, dude, this hell of a good match. Hell of a good match. Really not much leading into Fallout for building where we're going next on it as far as world title here, but dude, it just happened, so give it a minute to breathe. That's all I ever say. You don't have to like the end results, but just give it a minute to breathe a little, because, you know, a lot of times, myself included, sometimes we as wrestling fans are so hardwired and being close to the story when something we may not like or expect happens. We're like, what? No. And, you know, that happens to all of us. So, anyways, that is it for this week's show, folks. So please, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, go back and watch some of the episodes when you can. Look for me on the Twitter at TimVicious. Thank you to my executive producer, Ali Ray Ben, who did provide the music for this week's show. Make sure y'all check out his stuff. It's out there on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, SoundCloud, all that good shit. Details are down below. Also, thank you to contributor of the show, LFC Lingerie Fighting Championship. There are a little bit of wrestling, a little bit of MMA, and a whole lot of attractive women wearing a little bit of nothing. Also, folks, do not forget to follow these cool ass guys right on the Twitter, Kenny Killer, DSB_IV, Diabolical RA, Sergeant Curry Pants and Dogs in your face. And folks, like I always tell you, you love me, great. You hate me.
Those fuckers can't stand me.
Fuck you.
6 hours traffic, granted, you promised me handies.